green screen behind me. What is this? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, I just wanted to come online very, very briefly. It is Sunday. This week is what we'll be working on. So, August the 5th is the raffle. And so, this afternoon, when I get back from swimming, I am going to review the 2 chapters that I've read, Andrew Gould's Psychology of Secrets, and then I'm going to continue with it because this book is very relative to the Epstein files. And there was an interview that Ghislaine Maxwell gave, and I'd like to go into the body language. And this is the latest and the greatest of what's going on the internet right now. So I'm piggybacking a little bit. And so I'm going to talk about Ghislaine Maxwell, Andrew Gould's Psychology of Secrets, Gypsy Rose Blanchard in 5 minutes, very, very quick live. And after that point tonight, going to go live again and have a discussion about the impossibility of people keeping secrets. For a conspiracy to occur, do you know how many people must be involved? So this is from CNN about Ghislaine Maxwell, and I can't believe it. Ghislaine Maxwell and immunity. Okay, here we go. Oh, I haven't subscribed to this channel. Okay, I just subscribed. Here we go.
The story we were just talking about Ghislaine Maxwell and the possibility that she might be pardoned. She has already received a limited form of immunity. This happened earlier today. Well, hold it. We'll see how much we should freak out. So she was speaking with Todd Blanche again today for about 3 hours. That was the interview they did, and during that, she received
wait.
Referred to as proffer immunity. We're being told by ABC News that it is commonly granted during interviews like this, with it basically
I'll start over, sorry.
Information that she reveals.
So let's listen to this, and then I want to give you my thoughts.
Instantaneous update to the story we were just talking about Ghislaine Maxwell and the possibility that she might be pardoned. She has already received a limited form of immunity. This happened earlier today. Well, hold it. We'll see how much we should freak out. So
that's
she was speaking
Lady
with
Victoria
Todd
Harvey
Blanche again
on
today
the right.
for about 3 hours. That was the interview they did, and during that, she received a limited form of immunity referred to as proffer immunity. We are being told by ABC News that it is commonly granted during interviews like this, with it basically meaning that any new information that she reveals cannot be used against her in future criminal cases. Now, bear in mind that she has already been tried and found guilty of sexually trafficking young girls, and I can't conceive of a world in which, absent Donald Trump granting her immunity, she ever walks free. But that said, there could still be further cases, even though she's already in jail, if she revealed new information. So it could be that this is just a normal sort of deal, or it could be the dipping the toe in the water of, well, we give you a little bit of immunity, and then maybe we give you a little bit
What
of
is this? The sweetheart deal? The sweetheart deal that Jeffrey Epstein got? She's going to get immunity? Look, we all know the names. Alan Dershowitz, Bill Gates, Harvey Weinstein, Prince Andrew. Why Bill Clinton, in my opinion, isn't in jail, I will never understand. And I often wonder if Monica Lewinsky is a Democrat or a Republican. And I'm Canadian. This is what Donald Trump had to say on CNN today. And let us not forget, I conducted a live the other night in reference to the Epstein files about Ghislaine Maxwell, Virginia Giuffre, Sarah Keller. She was one of Epstein's enforcers, as it were. And the video that I did, I was speaking of the survivors. Maria Farmer had 2 cancers in reference to this. Sean Atwood interviewed her a lot, and she went right on CNN and said he's lying. So I want to show you this one clip, if you haven't seen it, of Aaron Brunette from CNN discussing the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Okay? Yes, the live chat is off because I can't answer any questions because I'm going to come back tonight. And Trevor, we definitely will talk. I need to find that clip. Just one moment. Okay. Aaron Brunette, CNN, talking about Ghislaine Maxwell's partial immunity. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear the news about Trevor, Sarah. I mean, the news about Sarah Trevor. I miss her. I just lost the clip. Okay, here it is. Ready? Wait a minute. All right, here we go. Oh, commercial. Yeah, if anybody's just falling through the cracks of a YouTube hole right now, I'm just showing some clips on the Epstein thing. I'm just following up on what's going on the internet.
All right, look, people have been talking about this for days. So at least they're coming out and saying it, black and white. They're not beating around the bush. They're not pretending they don't want a pardon. They want a pardon. They're saying it. And as for Trump, he's saying he doesn't want to talk about it right now, but he's leaving the door open. Listen to what he had to say.
A lot of people are asking me about pardons. Obviously, this is no time to be talking about pardons. It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
All right, well, he says he hasn't thought about it. But of course, in the context of everything that's going on right now, I mean, come on. He also knows Maxwell personally. And he said this about her right after her arrest and connections with Epstein's crimes in 2020.
I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her.
Well, tonight, far-right activist Laura Loomer, who is in Trump's ear and is highly influential in the MAGA world, tonight posted an upside-down smiley face.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. What I wanted to say about the MAGA movement, I don't even know what a MAGA movement is. I'm assuming that those are a certain tribe of people. I mean, I'm not trying, look, I'm just speaking, I'm talking straight from the hip here. The one thing I can't do is pussyfoot around what's going on. Mainstream media is a joke. You hear little tiny tidbits of stories, and you really need to go to YouTube sleuths to find out what's really going on. Because, like Jake Tapper, well, anyways, I'll just continue. I was going to read what she said, but it's more interesting to listen to CNN, their body language. Like, how much do these people make on CNN? I'd love to know. And do you think it's fair that Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon were both fired and they have YouTube channels? I do. because they know both sides of the fence now, don't they? Anyway, here we go. Listen to this.
And it is very important to listen closely to Trump's words about pardoning Maxwell, because he said, right, he said, quote, "This is not the time to be talking about pardons," right? And then he continued and he said, his words again, "I haven't thought about it." Well, some people might say, well, that means he hasn't thought about it. And
That means he's been thinking about it all the time.
Well, those exact words, do those sound very familiar?
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort?
I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
I just proved my point. I didn't need CNN to bring up a bunch of clips saying, I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about it. I haven't had the time to think about it yet because it's huge. And when he said those two countries have been fighting for so long, I don't know what the blank they're doing, I couldn't believe it. Anyways, the point with Ghislaine Maxwell getting partial immunity, it's when, okay, in Jeffrey Epstein's final will, he said anybody, there was legal jargon basically saying that anybody that the FBI or anybody who's considered a co-conspirator, they can't go after that person. And it was Sarah Keller. Maria Farmer, they didn't consider her a credible witness because she went through so much trauma, but her sister Annie is the one that got Ghislaine behind bars. And, you know, Maria Farmer, if you look at the clips from my live 2 nights ago, she's right there on CNN saying he's lying. When Trump and Ivana divorced, I inherited Trump and inherited Ivana. First I thought Maria Farmer said that Donald Trump inherited Ivanka. And why do Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump despise each other so much? So that's one thing that's going on the internet and in the world. The other thing is the Candace Owens, Brigitte Macron, the document. Here, let me go in my studio here. It's all set up. Why am I sitting where I'm sitting? Here we go. I just don't have any lights set up in here as of yet. However, I did finish one of my ladybug. Okay, Candace Owens and Brigitte Macron. I really hope that Candace Owens is right, because when she said, quote, "You've got a lot of balls, Brigitte," I thought, oh, I hope this woman is right. What if Brigitte Macron is a woman? Piers Morgan thinks it's ridiculous. Okay? Oh, and also, before we all think about what victims we are in life, here's one other thing that you should see, okay? And The Psychology of Secrets with Andrew Gold. Nobody can keep a secret. I can. Well, that's not true. People can keep secrets, of course. But a secret is something to me that is very, very private, that you don't want to share with anybody. But for a conspiracy, you need a lot of silence and a lot of powerful people. But listen to what Piers Morgan had to say about Israel and Gaza. It's a short, actually. And, you know, where is it? Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, okay, we're still on Ghislaine Maxwell. Listen to Ghislaine's brother. And to me, the parallels between Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell the father, Robert Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, she knew Jeffrey Epstein in the 80s. It wasn't the 90s. Anyways, here's Ghislaine Maxwell, her brother, Ghislaine Maxwell, on Piers Morgan.
She's not a target, she's not a target. Suddenly, bang, 60 officers come down on a house in New Hampshire where she was. Huge show, this powerful arrest and so forth, and then there is a disgraceful press conference organized by the DOJ's attorney in New York.
The DOJ's,
and she is
the dogs,
pointed at with a picture of Epstein, the subtext being, this woman is guilty. So we considered that all of that entire process was prosecutorial misconduct. And finally, they decided that they want to...
Prosecutorial misconduct. You want to talk about prosecutorial misconduct? Give me a break. Should she be in jail for 20 years? She was groomed by her father. I bet you her father procured women. I bet you Robert Maxwell had Ghislaine procure women for him. I'm just guessing. I'm sure there was some deviancy in the household, as it were. I'm trying to unwrap this, but not as slow as unwrapping the onion. That's why I call everybody wraps. Who doesn't like to wrap? You can eat wraps, you can dance to rap, you can create rap songs, you can unwrap things and wrap them back up. It's perfect. So the core and the crazy of the onion with Ghislaine Maxwell is, I think she is somewhat of a victim. She grew up with Robert Maxwell. If you want to hear a great deep dive into Robert Maxwell, go to Candace Owens. Women are going to say, how can you say, look, I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to be punished and she needs to be in therapy to understand. Does she even have the ability to understand what even happened to her as a kid? You see, everything that happens to us as children, it stays with you forever. Who doesn't remember their childhoods? Who doesn't? Oh my gosh, I remember the good, I remember the best times and the ugly times. And what I'm saying is with Ghislaine, yes, she's punished. She should be punished. Look, Virginia Giuffre is gone. The chef of Epstein's is gone. Epstein, I don't know why they showed that picture of him when he was already gone for 2 hours. Who got that still shot of him when Epstein passed? But the whole thing about this prosecutorial injustice and everything, it's just not true. If she had shown remorse and understood that she really was victimized by her father, which led her to the relationship with Epstein. Epstein didn't love her. Look at what Cassie Ventura did to please Sean Combs. Look at what Ghislaine did to try. Women and men do ridiculous things when they're delusioned by quote unquote love. But what is love? Unconditional. Always unconditional. And that's why I think people love animals. You know, you can't consider yourself a victim when you look at what's going on in Gaza. and in Palestine, you know?
She's not a target.
Piers Morgan short on the destruction of what's going on in Palestine and the starvation. And they bomb the schools and they bomb, you know, oh, it's terrible.
Here's the thing. Unfortunately, you sound like the people who have started to defend the indefensible when it comes to what Israel's government is doing. And I'll tell you why. After all these attacks on Palestinians as they're queuing up for food, the IDF says basically the same thing. Either they were firing warning shots, or they felt they were being threatened by some people, or they've launched an inquiry or an investigation. And we never get the results of any of this.
No.
But in the meantime, 1,000 people who are desperately hungry and are queuing for food, even though you say they've got plenty of food, there are thousands stampeding for the small amounts of food that they can get their hands on, even though you say they're not hungry because you've overfed them, right? That all these people are just dropping dead. And it's got nothing to do with the fact the IDF are firing towards them. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, you sound like the people.
I would love to know what all of you think in the comments. And the reason I keep the comments off is because I get distracted. And I don't want to get distracted. I'm entering a new phase, I want to be more involved in what's going on in the world, talk about that more often. Of course, I still want to dance and be silly and have fun. This is a non-donation charity. We're almost near monetization. Trevor and I have been using like a contingency fund, but our next raffle is August the 5th. So I don't know. What I usually do for our raffles is every quarter I look to see who's commenting or who's joined the channel. And then anybody who wants to be involved in the raffle, just put your name on the community page. And we put your hat, and then I send a Amazon code, except I haven't been able to find Amazon cards. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to say, and I'm just going to take a wild guess at Gypsy Rose Blanchard, okay? Gypsy Rose Blanchard, I haven't studied, looked at. I've completely kept myself in the dark about her because I wanted to wait for a year after Gypsy Rose had her baby, and I want you all to tell me if this is correct. Is she filming everything that baby does? Does she have that baby attached to her at all times? Does she let the father hold the baby? That child, pray for. So that's my best guess on Gypsy Rose, and she'll have a form of Munchausen by proxy where she will emotionally cripple the child. She won't poison the child. This is my opinion. I'm not a professional. I should be. Listen, thank you for coming by today. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you've stopped by and commented or liked or subscribed, thank you. If you've not subscribed and enjoyed some, great. I'm not going anywhere. And I thank you for your time. Trevor, I'm swimming from 2 to 3:45 today. I will be back. We need to talk. We've got to get our content going together. I'm here for you. You're here for me. Okay? And please email me what happened to Sarah, because I actually have to run my rides downstairs. I appreciate you letting me talk about some of my thoughts. And it is Sunday. Charlie's up north, so I haven't been to church. So church, I don't think society could live without religion, so I do not know why schools and children and women are being harmed. And we need men I wish women could take their roles again. And I wish men could take their roles again. You know, my husband, ex-husband, never paid me alimony. My father never paid child support, ever. I've never gone after anybody for money, ever. And I could have and should have. And because I didn't and could have and didn't, I'm the one that sabotaged myself. And I'll never do that again. And anybody out there, don't ever sabotage yourself to please other people or hope to be part of a family or anything like that, because we're not born into the world alone. And it takes a village. And even though things happen to us when we're children, like Ghislaine, there does come an age where you do have to put it behind and let it go. But it doesn't mean that you can't speak up for what the facts are. But there's always two sides to every story. Even Epstein. I'd love to know what his side was. Why? What made him the way he was? Like a reptile. You know, when people say there's aliens living among us, I don't know, guys, but it used to be okay to have a few wrinkles on your forehead, okay? And nowadays, oh my God, if you have a line. Raffle, August the 5th, and it's going to be based on Psychology of Secrets. And no, I'm not starting from the beginning of the book. I am going to storytell, and then I'll pick up where we left off. So today's the 27th. 5 days of reading. See you, talk to you tonight, Trevor. And yes, I promise. Okay, bye everybody. And let me know what happened to Sarah, the poet in my heart. I'm heartbroken. I just hope she's okay. Bye.